Realme GT Neo 3T review. Perfect fit for your daily driver, superb camera, gimbal-like video shoot. The Realme GT Neo 3T is another assured mid-range effort from this prolific brand, offering strong performance, a 120Hz AMOLED screen and speedy charging. However, it's remarkably similar to last year's Neo 2 and there's strong competition at this price point. The Realme GT Neo 3T provides a significantly more affordable mid-range smartphone alternative to the regular Realme GT Neo 3. Priced at £369, its nearest competitors are the OnePlus Nord 2T and, somewhat awkwardly, the Realme 9 Pro Plus. Known as the Realme Q5 Pro in other markets, not to mention my test models, about device, screen, and with much more in common with last year's Realme GT Neo 2 than this year's Realme GT Neo 3, there's the definite whiff of hardware repurposing in the air. With an eye-catching racy design, depending on the color you opt for, capable performance and rapid charging, it's another speedy addition to the GT line. But is speed all you need at this end of the market in 2022? Realme has made quite the name for itself when it comes to thinking outside of the box with its designs. Following on from the chameleon-like finish of the Realme 9 Pro Plus and the go-faster stripes of the regular Realme GT Neo 3, we have the Angry Bee in Formula 1 livery looks of the Realme GT Neo 3T. Provided you opt for dash yellow shade rather than the drifting white or shade black options, that is. Fortunately, Realme did indeed send me a dash yellow unit. Or should that be, unfortunately? The waxy yellow plastic look of the rear cover is certainly an acquired taste. Hold the phone at an angle and you'll notice a checkerboarding effect across that rear panel, which is mirrored in a little strip between the two main camera modules. That camera module, together with the plastic frame, are rendered in deep black. The contrast makes quite a statement, though whether that's a positive thing or a cause of embarrassment will come down to personal taste. This being a review, I'll come out and admit that I don't like it, but I respect Realme for trying something different. Otherwise, this is a deeply generic smartphone design, with a very similar shape and proportions to the Realme GT Neo 3, which I had to hand during my review period. I weighed the GT Neo 3T at 195 grams, which is 5 grams more than the OnePlus Nord 2T and 13 grams more than the Realme 9 Pro Plus. The Realme GT Neo 3T packs a 6.62 inches AMOLED display with a full HD Plus resolution and maximum refresh rate of 120 Hz. That makes it bigger and smoother than both the Realme 9 Pro Plus and the OnePlus Nord 2T, and just a smidgen smaller than the full Realme GT Neo 3. It's claimed that this screen gets to a peak brightness of 1300 nits, presumably under auto brightness and direct sunlight conditions, making it tricky to test. With auto brightness turned off, I recorded a maximum brightness of 468 nits, which is respectable. It's not a top-tier AMOLED, then, nor even as good a panel as that of the Realme GT Neo 3, but it is a solid effort that competes well with the rest of the 400-pounds-ish crowd. You also get a speedy, reliable in-display optical fingerprint sensor. That's to be expected for this sort of money, but it's worth mentioning nonetheless. There are stereo speakers here, though they offer a noticeably asymmetrical output, with the bottom firing speaker way more prominent than the weedy earpiece speaker. There's no headphone jack here either, unlike with the Realme 9 Pro Plus. Realme has equipped its new mid-ranger with a Snapdragon 870 from Qualcomm. While this is a slightly older mid-range chip that first appeared in early 2021, it absolutely blitzed the competition at the time. Most notably, the Poco F3 used this chip to embarrass a number of pricier models. It's also the chip that powered last year's Realme GT Neo 2 to great effect. Like I said in the intro, there are a lot of similarities between these two phones. While it's no longer quite the disruptive tearaway it used to be, the Snapdragon 870 remains a very capable mid-range chip. Essentially an overclocked Snapdragon 865, the go-to flagship chip of 2020, it here produces average Geekbench 5 scores of 996 single-core and 2,881 multi-core. Those single-core scores remain competitive with 2022 flagships, and positively thrash the OnePlus Nord 2T with its newer Dimensity 1300. It topped the OnePlus Nord 2T in each of our GFX Bench GPU tests, too. Backed by Realme's stainless steel vapor cooling system Plus, which ensures that the chip remains cool under sustained load, the Realme GT Neo 3T is a solid choice for gamers on a budget. I was able to run Genshin Impact on high graphical settings and 60 FPS with playable results. In the UK, you'll get 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage, although my review sample had 256GB, which is reserved for the Europe-only Dragon Ball Z edition, which this is not. I've already touched upon the Realme GT Neo 3T's inherent similarity to the Realme GT Neo 2, and that carries through to the camera system. It seems to be identical, with a 64MP wide sensor with 8MP ultrawide and a 2MP macro. Needless to say, the image quality falls well behind that of the pricier Realme GT Neo 3 with its flagship standard Sony IMX766 sensor. The trouble is, both the OnePlus Nord 2T and the Realme 9 Pro Plus run the same sensor, and they cost the same sort of money as the GT Neo 3T.